Welcome back to my channel. This is my video for Cancers, specifically Cancer Ascendant, to a lesser extent Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, for your forecast for the full moon in Capricorn on June 24th, 2021, and how this energy is going to be playing out and affecting you in your life. So, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. The full moon is in Capricorn, so we need to look at Saturn, think about Saturn, where Saturn is in your chart, what's been going on with Saturn, so we can get a better idea of how this full moon is going to be playing out and affecting you, as the house where Saturn is and the house where the full moon is are going to be interrelated in some way. So you guys have had Saturn, who is now retrograde, in your 8th house. So you guys have really been in a process of restructuring, reevaluating, and rebuilding your more deep interconnections with other people. And your relationship to power, and also your relationship in terms of other people's resources. The 8th house rules other people's resources. So you may have been experiencing quite a bit of Saturn restricts and controls and stifles growth and really limits things. So you may have been experiencing some type of financial limitation, or a financial, or just a limitation generally in terms of what you're receiving from others and what you feel that you should be receiving from others. Also, some type of limitation in terms of like deep and intimate connections and relationships, and also limiting or obstructing some way in terms of your own like deep psychic and internal complexes. Some type of maybe obstruction or limitation in your ability to psychically transform and to evolve to the extent that you maybe want to, okay? The 8th house, where you've had Saturn retrograde. Now, you have Capricorn is on your 7th house. The 7th house is the house of relationships. And so right now, with the full moon in Capricorn, this is going to be shining a light on your relationships and the nature of your relationships and your relationship dynamics and your partnerships and your business associates. And it's giving you an opportunity to really look at the foundations of those relationships and really re-examine if that is the same foundation that you want your relationships to be built on going forward. You are right now with this full moon, it's trying to bring you into better alignment with more long-lasting and enduring and sustainable relationships that are stronger and more beneficial and can take you much further into the future. And again, this is having a lot to do with Saturn currently in your 8th house of like deep intertwined interpersonal connections and other people's resources, other people's money, and also like the deep, dark complexes, like inner complexes of our psyche, being stifled, being restricted, causing us frustration in some type of way. And this is being reflected right now during this full moon in terms of how we're viewing and how we are evaluating, like I said, the foundation of relationships, and whether or not that is the same direction that we want to take our relationships going forward. Do we want to build the same type of relationships in the future that we've had up until now? Or have the relationships that we built in the past up until now really caused us some type of frustration and restriction and stifling in terms of, first of all, our deep psychological, emotional inner complexes, or in terms of our relationship to the resources and the money and the financial circumstances of those other people in some type of way, or just generally restricted our ability in the 8th house to just created more like deep and painful and tumultuous relationships. Like, is that the type of relationships that we want to have going forward? Or are we right now restructuring those deep inner workings of the psyche and the complex nature of our connections and interconnections with other people that are happening on a really deep level, so that we can change the way, the baseline, the foundation of how we do relationships going forward, so that we can bring them to a higher place, a higher octave, a better experience, more fulfilling, long-lasting relationships. So this is really what it is all about for Cancer ascendant specifically, also sun and moon in Cancer to a lesser extent, but this is generally for the ascendant sign. So just really right now with the full moon coming into your 7th house this week in Capricorn, it is giving you guys a really good ability to see where you're at right now in this reconstructive process of redefining your relationship to the relationships that you have in your life and how those impact you on like a really deep psychic level, and whether you feel restricted by them or whether you feel liberated by them. So, and we're in the process of liberation and return to authenticity. So this is just helping along through that process. So this is what I have for you, Cancers, for the week. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you want to, leave me comments. And if you're interested in the overall dynamic of this energy for the week, you can catch my video on the full moon in Capricorn energetics going on for June 24th, 2021. I'll do a whole video. I did a whole video about that. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.